everybody's talking about AI these days, basically in every industry, including crypto. And The Sandbox recently co-published an avatar report about how AI could alter the metaverse. So joining us now to break this down is Sebastien Borget, co-founder and COO of The Sandbox. Welcome back to the show, Sebastien.
Hey, a pleasure to be back.
All right, so let's just start with the top line story here, because I actually don't personally know about this. What does AI or generative AI mean for the metaverse specifically? How is it going to change things in the metaverse?
Well, I think like generative AI and AI in general is going to impact in very meaningful way the metaverse. First of all, like by accelerating and empowering even more the creators. Like what used to take days before from like ideation and conception can now take just a matter of seconds. Imagine as a creator, you don't need any specific skills. You can just type a prompt of text and well, a generative AI solution like Scenario will actually bring to life those ideas in the form of like spatial environment or like characters like avatars. And that helps you then to generate and populate those experiences that you create for the metaverse much faster. That's a great way. That's so AI has like a much like more diverse and creative approach to it. So then it will make the metaverse actually more inclusive by bringing more original content and creation that come up from their algorithm. The AI also helps like metaverse to actually be safer for everyone. How? Basically, there's a solution in place. We partnered with a GGWP, Good Game Well Played. It's a company that reduces toxicity between like user conversation in game, meaning like now, like we can have like text for multiple languages that are like passed through AI and then remove like any like bad word, etc. And also, and quite interestingly, like AI is a technology that enables like avatars to have more emotion, more life inside the metaverse itself. Imagine that just from a video feed from your camera or your phone, like you move, you dance, and like all that movement is captured directly from your video stream on the phone straight onto your avatar. That means like avatar will move, will express themselves in much more realistic ways. That means like we can have social interaction that are even more deeply connected and the better expression of emotion. And this is just a sample of all the possibilities. Like AI can help to create better narrative storyline, to develop more intelligence on like the behavior of NPC. So even when they are not real human at certain point of time in experiences, NPC can still interact with you and drive you through interacting quest and more. We're really interested in the potential of AI and how creators can leverage it to make a metaverse more living, more full of life, more fun to play, and more creative and inclusive overall.
Sebastien, we can't really talk about AI and the benefits of AI without, of course, talking about some of the risks and some of the threats and some of the dangers. I mean, it's nice to hear your positive view on AI because there is a lot of alarmism in the United States about AI. But I think so what are some of the risks here? I imagine there's risks as well to benefits of AI in the metaverse.
Well, like any technology, I believe it's how it's being used that is going to impact basically the use cases, etc. So far, we're seeing it more from a very positive angle, how AI can drive positive impact. From the negative side, I believe AI has unfortunately also the potential to take some of the worst aspects of the content that we've seen, or potentially led users into we've seen that, for example, chatbots that start to discuss between each other and start to turn into more of a negative narrative before and so on. So that might be a possibility. But overall, the more we read every day, there's a lot of news around AI. We see that those AI agents can draft tasks, can create their own mission, create their own objective, and so far, within the last 6 to 12 months, the acceleration of the technology here by opening the models that AI is being built upon has had a much more versatile and a positive impact in content creation that we ever seen before.
Sebastien, one of the things that we have to talk about is the global race to catch up with the metaverse and be first, similar to kind of the race for CBDCs right now. The French Economy Ministry wants to stop dominance by international internet giants in the metaverse, according to a consultation published earlier this week. What do you make of those kind of concerns being raised about the risk of big gatekeepers like the US blocking out competition from smaller players in the space?
Well, like you said, like the metaverse is one of the most important aspect to consider for the future generation, that new generation of digital creator. True digital ownership is a fundamental right that I believe government around the world should protect and enforce. We're seeing regions of the world like Japan or Hong Kong, more recently Korea, you were just discussing before, to have, and Asia in general, to have a much more open approach to embracing and supporting the Web3 sector, its innovation, and all the ecosystem behind of entrepreneur, businesses, and users. Europe have also sent some signals to supporting Web3 in general. Typically, France is trying to put in place some framework that keep putting France ahead in terms of the different sectors that using NFTs and cryptocurrencies. And the MENA region as well, with Dubai, Saudi Arabia, a step forward. So in a way, maybe US, and I'm less familiar, is a bit later on the topic, and as creates uncertainty for the entrepreneur and the people who want to use that technology, and might then be late on the global scene because of that.
Yeah, you mentioned the MENA region. I want to ask you a question about that and integrate that with what's happening at Sandbox. Sandbox's token sand is up 23% month on month. Sandbox has attracted a lot of celebrity partnerships, from Snoop Dogg to skateboarder Tony Hawk, who by the way is amazing. And you also recently announced an MOU partnership with the Saudi Arabia Digital Government Authority, talking about MENA. Can you give us the details about that particular partnership, what that means, what that looks like?
Exactly. One of the strengths of Sandbox is it's really becoming a global digital nation, and where any user and avatar are citizen of. We have presence in many countries: Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, Dubai, and more recently Saudi Arabia, where we signed this partnership with the Digital Government Authority to acquire a space, virtual land in the Sandbox, and develop it as a way to experiment and learn about the metaverse and its potential for all the public institutions and ministries that depend on it. So it's a great step forward when such a government or country decide to embrace that technology and want to lead. That shows that then for the private sector, the business and entrepreneur, there is a set a cap, a set a direction, and that puts more confidence for them for this ecosystem locally to develop, opening new job opportunities for them as well.
All right. Well, I still can't get over having to go through or actually visually see Interpol's office in the metaverse. So this is obviously quite different and interesting. Thanks so much for that. That was Sebastien Borget, co-founder and CEO of The Sandbox. And guess what? We will be seeing him. Sebastien will be at Consensus in Austin, Texas in just 2 weeks. You can see him there. And if you want to be there, well, just head to consensus.coindesk.com for all the information that is out there.